lovely day! Welcome to Flat Earth Debate, Uncut and After Show. I'm your host, Nathan Oakley, and if you are new to this, my second channel, then be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with all the Flat Earth Debate pre-show and after-show goodness. If you'd like to support this channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they premiere. There's also a PayPal and crypto link in the info box below this video. Now, we're joined by a whole bunch of people as we are in the interim stages between the two debates, so I'm going to pass over to the Hangout, open the mic on them, and you can enjoy the dulcet tones of whoever the hell is in there while I set up for the second show.
You report your incident to the police?
No. Why would I?
Well, somebody threatening you. It's pretty weird.
Who said they were threatening me?
They
They were following me.
Well, quite threatening, isn't it?
Yeah, but I'm not a pussy. I'm not like you.
Ranty, what number plate did they have in the car?
On the car, Globe
Yeah.
1. Why?
Oh, right. So if you were to report it to the police and you told them the number plate was Globe 1 and that they do a PNC check to see what what car that was registered to or what keeper, what do you think would come back, Alan, if it's got the number plate Globe 1?
Well,
Exactly.
all number plates that are made are logged.
They're not. That's not true.
It is.
No, it's not. Go to platebuilder.com and you can buy any reg plate, any illegal.
Yeah, you can, but they keep a record of it.
No, they don't. They're,
Yes,
they're,
they
called,
do. They
they're,
have
called
to.
display, they're called display plates, Al.
No, they have to keep a log of it.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
Not when they're for demonstration purposes only.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
I think you'll find it's against the law.
Yeah, you
Somebody
might.
is-
It's against the law, and that doesn't mean that they've got records of it. Trust me, I deal with number plates regularly because I've got numerous ones, and I know what you don't even need. If they were complying with the law, Al, they would require a copy of the logbook to show that you've got the right to ask for a copy of the number plate to be made, and they don't ask for it, so they're not complying with the law. Not saying that it's illegal or whatever, but what I am saying is that if they were complying with the law, I would have to provide copies of my number plates, my V5s.
That doesn't answer the question that they have to keep a log of it and who bought them to me.
Yeah, but it means that if they're not asking for the other part of the law, then
They
it
don't need to, but they keep. My point was they keep a record. That was
well, I'll call you on that. Prove that this company. You go to yeah, I'll call you on it. So
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day! Welcome to Flat Earth Debate. I'm your host, Nathan Oakley, and if you are new to this channel, or you've not done so already, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you'd like to support this channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they are live. There's also a PayPal and crypto link in the info box below the video. Most importantly though, if you would like to join the discussion, simply mute the page you are currently watching, then click the link in the info box below this video to join the panel and express your views on the shape of the Earth. If you do join, please don't swear. If you do, you'll be ejected, and if you are, please don't try to rejoin the stream using sock accounts. You'll be warmly welcome back on the next stream. Please also share the show on social media. Sharing the show obviously increases the live audience, but this in turn increases the chances of a more diverse panel. So please share the show on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. And one last time, if you're new to the channel or you've not done so already, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. Now we are joined by Arwin, Chocolate Saying, Daniel, Jose, Ranty, Scott and Sleeping Warrior. Good to have you all.
Good afternoon.
Good
Yo,
to
yo.
be here.
Hello.
Hello.
Happy to be here. Yeah, thank you very much.
So do we need to continue with the conspiracy cats and or soundly debunking from the last show, or is that, do you think we've just smashed that into the middle of next week and it can now be moved on from?
I think it's worth repeating that Conspiracy Cats has completely got his rebuttal wrong. His claim was that this is impossible. It's a bit like Miles Davis, and this is impossible on a flat plane. No, you're just doing the wrong maths. If you do the correct maths and take into account perspective and then drop the thing that you're looking at into the curve, you'll quickly realize that it's not actually a flat Earth killer. It proves that we live on a flat plane, because if it was really curving, Mount Rainier shouldn't be seen at all, because it's small and dropped into the curve, and there's quite a lot of curve. There's like 3,000 meters worth of curvature over such a big distance. So let's put it out there. There's Conspiracy Cats doesn't know what he's talking about. He claims to be a physics teacher at high school level. He may well be. You can't do physics though. So make sure you go over to my channel. This video is just uploaded now because I've only just finished it. Conspiracy Cats can't physics. So make sure you bully the guy when you see him, because he needs to know about it. He needs to know that he's been debunked, literally shown that he's wrong. And I want to know, Conspiracy Cats, what are you going to do about it? Because you need to at least do a correction video, fix your maths, and then show us how it's impossible on a flat plane, because I'm calling you out. This is not possible on a ball. Mount Rainier should not be seen if you take into account perspective and then drop it into the curve the way we've asserted for months.
Very concise, well done. And they've got Ranty, I'll stick you up. I can see you prepping something, Ranty.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, well, it's basically just because I hadn't even realised I got this video again. It's like I've got the measurements now for this tripod. This tripod broke. It's one of many that I keep breaking. I think this is my fourth one that I'm on now. So I've got the tape measure in the back, and I have it sat on a step. And obviously, I've lowered my camera height to look directly at the top of the tripod. So where the actual tripod sits is level with the step behind it. And what I'll do is I'll do two measurements in a second. I'll come up and I'll measure the height of the tripod, and I'll show it. There we go. So let me get it correct. So it's about what, 1 foot 13 inches, 13.5 inches. And then when I do the step as well, I'll put the tape measure on the step, and I'll show you that. That's at 7 inches. There we go. That's me doing my measurements. So I know that the step's at 7 inches, and the tripod is essentially at around about 13 inches, I would say, judging by this this video. So it's just a reference from the last video that I showed at the start of the last show.
Can you summarise what that was, though? Just because it's a debunking for Soundly, and then hopefully Jose will chime in as well.
Yeah, well, it was basically a video doing an elevation drop on the boat that was only 1.4 miles away, and there should be no problem with any earth curve between any of the observations, but we get a massive inferior mirage, and what we can definitely see Rayleigh's criterion happening with the narrow viewing angle. You can actually see it, and it's demonstrated very well actually in
just bring it up
the video.
So we can see it right now. I know you've got it on the tab already, so you might as well just stick it up.
26th of June, so I'll do the S drive. 25th of June, be this video here. So this is me from an elevated position, and I'm going to zoom in onto this boat. And now we're seeing the boat in its entirety. No problems with seeing it. We've got these tires on the boat running down, incrementally getting to the water, touching the water at the front of the, well, towards the front of the boat. At the back of the boat, we're definitely seeing all this brown part of the hull. This boat is only 1.4 miles away, and then I run down the steps and I get down, set my camera tripod up. I'll show you my camera tripod actually first. There it is. I've just measured it. You know, those steps are 7 inches high. The height of the camera, sorry, tripod is 13 inches. Camera sits on top of that. So I'm at least a foot above sea level. And then we'll zoom in on the boat and we get this massive inferior mirage and the Rayleigh's criterion happening on this image here. And it's definitely not through Earth curve, because we are, the horizon on the ball Earth would be past the boat. So we should have just a direct line of sight to this. We should see that brown part of the hull at the back of the boat here. We don't see it. Why don't we see it? Well, we have this stretching and inferior mirage that's happening in front of our eyes. And that's the blockage. And it's not Earth curve. And we talk about this at length at the start of the last show.
Well, you can see the mirroring effect there on the
Welcome,
tires.
Tim Osmond, to the panel.
Hello, Tim. How you doing?
Howdy. Very well.
Hey, you saw the comment I left for you? The start of your hangout yesterday?
No, I get many comments that I don't read because I don't care about people commenting most times.
You see right there, when you zoomed in, see right there the tires?
Yeah.
See how the tires are mirrored, right?
Yeah. They're also being, they're mirrored at the back because they're higher up. And then as they go further down and further down, then they start to get stretched and warped and then stretched again. They look like number 8 here. And then at the very end, they disappear into nothing. You can't make any of them out here. They're just.
I have a conspiracy. This guy here with the hat on, his little picture, I think that's Cathexis, actually. I'm going to go ahead and say that. I heard him talking to Don and get smoked by Don yesterday. That's Cathexis. How you doing, Cathexis? Welcome to the show, Cathexis.
Listen, my name is Scott Yates. I have a Facebook page that I've had for like 9 years. I live in Thailand. And you're wrong.
Hey, what about Eric Dubé? Is he there too?
Prove it. You making a claim about me? Prove it.
Dude, I'm playing, man.
Well done, lad.
Seriously, you sound a bit like a Texas.
Like a motherfucker.
Doped up, man, for sure. Anyway, you do sound like a Texas people who
blew your nose with the cocaine.
Yeah, I sound like a lot of people. There's millions.
It's quite all right.
People on Earth. You don't think I sound like somebody else?
No, Cathexis is a very unique voice, and you're very close to that. But anyway, you got smoked by Don yesterday, dude. You should lay off the alcohol when you talk to people that have logic and reason. I'm just saying. Yeah.
No, listen. To me, people like that are what I call non-player characters. Yeah, I have, no interest in engaging with people like that.
Well, I'm just telling you from the outside perspective. You made yourself look like an ass. So, anywho,
why? Because I wouldn't answer his inane questions about why is it not dark or everywhere? Why is it not bright?
It's not an inane question to ask a flat earther how the sun sets, because with geometry,
no, at this point, and I've been patient. I've been patient sitting here listening to you guys go on about your proofs. Can we get to what's really important about the flat Earth movement and stop talking about curvature and
people,
over the horizon?
Proselytizing the people, or what is it really important to you in the flat Earth? What is important?
The nature of reality, and who dictates that reality?
What if the dictation of reality is actually what objective reality is?
What?
What is things that don't make sense to you?
I'm just saying, as far as what I've been talking about for 4 years, the 2 celestial points, the equatorial star trails, and you didn't even understand that there's a southern celestial point.
We do. And
you don't understand
it's all based on
Hold on.
No, it's not. Actually, it's observations. It's observations.
Yeah, observations and then conclusions drawn based on presuppositions.
Yeah, logical deductions. Like when you talk about your logical
presupposition.
No, you have presuppositions. We all have presuppositions.
You presuppose the ball is a ball.
We all have circular reasoning too. Okay, we all commit that.
That's projection. That's straight out.
Every one of you are missing the point of why we should be here. All right.
Tell us, Cathexis. Go ahead, buddy.
It's not about the shape of the Earth. It's about who is controlling what we think we know about reality. That's what it's about.
Well, I kind of like that. I mean, I understand where the conspiracy crowd comes from, and that there are a lot of things that are being told to us that aren't the way that they seem. But when you have the presupposition, when you beg the question that the Earth is flat, then you're on the wrong track. All right, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that's why we're not doing that.
What you're saying, man. Hold on a second. Who are you with the vagina icon on my screen?
Timmy Osmond.
This like it looks like some kind of abortion on my screen. Who are you?
It's a splattered clown. Him.
It's a jester, dude. I'm a jester. I'm here as a jester.
Yeah, that's how you look.
Okay, so who are you?
Building.
Jester. Who are you?
My name is Tim Osmond. Please do not dox me, bro.
I don't even know what that means. I'm a Luddite. All right. And so, what's your stance? What's your claim to fame?
My stance is that flat Earth is nonsense, and I've been trying to tell people that for 4 years.
And
Nathan,
so why don't you come on here and show a picture of yourself?
what does that have to do with anything?
Because I don't know who I'm talking to here. How do I know you're not a freaking robot?
How do I know you're not Cathexis?
I seen him
Does he have a
cooking.
picture? Does he have a picture of somebody else and not Cathexis? Because I made Cath Hitler. I don't know.
Yeah, nice straw man there.
I seen Timmy Osman
Oh,
cooking,
sorry,
so
man.
he's a real
himself.
deal.
Yeah, you're
He just showed
deflecting.
himself.
You're
That's
deflecting off the fact that you aren't showing yourself.
No, he just
Yo,
showed
hey,
himself.
man.
That's not Cathexis.
Whoa, I got scared for a second.
Right, nobody give him a hard time. Every one
Now,
of us
who's
on this panel
this
is
person? Who's this person you're
tarred
saying I am?
acclaimed. So every one of us on
Does
this
he have-
panel at
does he
some
have-
stage
does he have
has made that.
guns?
So everyone's made that
Does he
claim
have
at some
this?
stage that somebody is somebody else. So let's not give too hard
It's
a
a
time.
conspiracy.
Show your face. Let's see your face.
What the fuck is that gonna do, dude?
Damn, you've been challenged.
It's gonna
Because
reveal who
you're
you are.
accusing
It's
you're
gonna
accusing
tie
me, and
down the
I have a
face.
right. I have a right to see my accuser.
Well, there is a video of me. Nathan can probably have you go to that if he
No,
wants.
just right now. You have a camera.
No, I'd actually have to get on my phone.
Who's
I'm on a computer.
Jose, you
I'm on
look
my-
very cold, man.
Jose, thank you.
You can
Yeah,
internet
I'm
on
all
your
over the
phone
place,
and you
man.
don't have a camera. That's
My name Jose Gonzalez. I got my face all over the place, so I'm me. I'm a playable character, brother.
Yeah. No, I don't have patience for these people anymore. If you're an opponent to the flat Earth movement, then you've got to have some type of reason to believe what you believe, because it is a belief system. I haven't chosen to believe in the flat Earth, you know.
Neither have I.
Yeah, you have.
Nobody
you both have.
has.
Yeah, absolutely.
No,
Absolutely.
No, it's not a
Just
choice.
figure it
It's not a
out.
choice.
Yeah, it's a
I
choice.
grew up on the Space Coast, man. I was a NASA fanboy for most of my life.
That doesn't mean anything to me. What you said just yesterday, you don't have any understanding of this subject.
No, I don't care. I don't care to
I know you don't
engage because it's
You're
nonsense.
engaging with me right now. You're engaging with
No,
me right now.
with-
So don't
with-
ask me
with
to
this,
don't ask me to show my fucking face. I'm not going to. Excuse me, Nathan. But I'm
You're
not
a
going
coward. You're cut because you're a coward.
to. And that's fine. But I also have been here for 4 years with words that actually you can verify yourself. So take it as you will. You know, Eric Dubé shows himself, but he lies to you continuously. So I don't really care that people show them their faces. I actually judge the.
Does he
the
have a daily show?
content of their character.
Well, sorry, you don't deserve any respect from me.
All right. Well, you're kind of a
Don't blame
newbie.
you.
I know I've talked to these guys for like a year plus, 2 years. So like, just sit in the background while we talk, okay? Let the big boys
Yeah.
talk.
Excuse me? You're not a big
Yeah,
boy.
Timmy's in the house, buddy.
You're not a
You're
big boy.
right.
You're a soy boy. That was
A
my
soy
comment I
boy.
left on your channel.
What does
Yeah,
that mean?
and you're obsessed with dildos and being gay.
what?
Very obviously. You constantly talk about it in
Arwin.
every single hangout.
Arwin
Dildos?
and Timmy, can I have 1 minute, please? Can I have 1 minute,
Being
please?
gay? I don't know what he's talking about, but go ahead, Jose.
Yeah, let me get a minute because I was about to get this out. It was my turn. This is not a personal attack, but soundly I'm calling you out again. You say we must ignore the mirroring effects and the inferior mirages, and it is all about it. I would like to see a explanation from your part, explaining, talking about the Riley's criteria, the Aries diffraction, and the angles of the stuff that we're seeing in the distance when stuff appear to disappear over the horizon. Even yourself, Timmy, you probably have looked into this, but I haven't seen an explanation on what are we missing the stuff from the bottom up, and every obstruction is not curvature, and you know it because we see this
obstruction
all the
over
time.
obstruction over water when you have a clear day, Jose, can happen. Okay, so it's not always miraging. I just did a video about this with my videos of when there is miraging at the Salt Lake, and so, some of my videos and pictures where it's not miraging, okay? But each time, I still can't see the bottom of the buildings. I still can't see the land that leads up to those buildings.
Yeah, but
This has been modeled by Walter Bislin,
Tim,
and he's also modeled it for the flat Earth, and guess what? Flat Earth doesn't work.
Is reality a model?
hang on, Tim, why won't you let us have copies of your original photo?
Reality is not a model. Reality isn't a model, but reality can be modeled, Ranty.
You can model atmosphere.
Only if
Yeah,
you have
you can.
all the required information,
You could.
right?
You could model
and
atmosphere.
that does
It's
not
much simpler.
include presuppositions. which
Reality
Okay,
cannot
you
be
use
modeled
centric
every
model
time.
I know what
use-
You cannot
presupposition
model a
is,
human
just like
brain.
Nathan doesn't. Okay,
One at a
stop with the
time.
presupposition talk. All right, we all have them. We all have axioms. We all have
Oh,
starting
really? Like
points.
what?
It's quite okay.
Like what?
You have starting points, my friend. It's called Alex Jones' show. All right.
What does that have to do with cosmology? What does that have to do with our supposed model or with our very
You don't have a model.
logical,
You don't have one,
direct line of sight
we have the model.
conclusions that the Earth is
dude.
flat?
Nah, there's no direct line of sight. Look at Salt Lake City observations. Why can't you see the bottom of the buildings, Arwen?
Why can't
Is
you
it
see the
Aries
top of
diffraction
them?
this week?
Why aren't the
The
entire
perspective
thing
this
behind the
week?
curve?
What is it? What is it this week? I'm
Why
just
isn't
wondering.
the
I've been
entire
watching.
thing behind the curve, Timmy?
Because actually, it doesn't need to be. It's 26 miles away. It actually matches the globe exactly.
That's called
wow.
a
So what do you gotta
reification
say
How
about
about the
that?
things beyond that?
Hold on, that's called a reification fallacy,
Seeing
Tim.
them.
Yeah, we can reify anything in life.
Yeah,
It's
you
not
can if
reification
you're an
fallacy,
idiot.
though.
You can if you're a fallacious
So-
reasoner. If you want to argue fallaciously and use fallacious logic, you can do any of those things, Tim. But it would still be a fallacy.
I don't agree with your whole stance
I don't
on
give a
every
shit.
fallacy means that
Like I
what
care
you're
what
saying
you
is
think.
wrong.
You're a nobody. Nobody cares what you think. It's a fact. I couldn't give a crap what you
Well, that's
think.
why I'm here, and actually, there's a lot of people that do care that I think, and they watch my videos. So
Oh,
that's
really?
wrong.
That's fascinating.
What do you think about this Aries diffraction picture I have up here? Obviously, there seems to be some curvature here on the Earth, or some kind of geometry, as opposed to some flat plane that you guys are trying to propose to thousands of people. Just wondering what you guys think of these observations,
Sure.
because there's
Do you
not
wanna-
a bunch of refraction happening.
Show me what's curving.
The water seems.
Do you want to show me
There's
that?
A, there's a
I don't
horizon.
see.
How
I don't
about
see
everything in
anything
the back?
curving. Hold on, Arwen. What's curving? Show me the curve. What's the curve that you assert?
Looking over water, and
So-
for some reason, 100 feet that goes up from the water to the building base is gone, and half the building is gone. So what am I supposed to
you just
logically
described
deduce from these
You
images?
just described an obstruction. Maybe you didn't hear my question.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear my question, or did you just not understand it? Because I asked you to show me something curving, and you've detailed an obstruction.
Mm-hmm.
So did you not understand?
Yeah, I can pull up Soundly's images. There's a better curve in that if you
Sure,
want to see.
go ahead. I thought you wanted to use these,
Nah.
but you don't. You don't. So rather than answering my question about your image and the curvature you assert about it, you want to go somewhere else. So that was a very quick. Let's just take you off screen. So this is useless then. No curve in this picture then, Tim. You'd rather go to Soundly.
Actually,
to prove
it's
that.
showing the geometry of the Earth. Yes.
So,
it is.
sorry, showing
I
the
agree.
geometry. No. We don't.
I see it because it's.
We don't see things in a side view. You're not showing the geometry. We haven't got the side of our own head in this
I'll
picture.
tell you what I do
Are
see.
you
Timmy.
stupid?
I see
Are you
an
stupid?
inferior mirage on
Hold
the
on,
25
Ranty.
foot
Hold on.
station, and I see-
Hold on.
see any on the others.
Ranty. You
What's
said
going
we're
on
seeing
there?
the geometry. No, the geometry is displayed in a side elevation with the side of the person taking the picture's head. So, no, we're not seeing the geometry in this, Tim. Are you stupid to assert such nonsense?
No, I'm just got a dildo here, I guess, because I always talk about him or whatever. Hey, no, yes, it actually does show the geometry of the Earth because we're looking.
I'll say it again, because he's a retard and he's deaf. No, the geometry of the Earth is displayed in side elevation, which admits perspective. Not that Tim's going to pay any attention to that whatsoever, because he doesn't like to listen. He seems to assert that curvature is actually obstruction, which is benign and stupid. But there we go. No, Tim, it's not showing the geometry. The geometry would be shown in a side elevation. Do you want me to say it a third time? Or are you going to hand wave dismiss it a second time?
I brush my teeth at the moment. Go ahead, please do.
Yeah, it doesn't show the geometry. The geometry is shown in a side profile and excludes perspective. Gives the absolute sizes of things that you see in this picture in relative sizes, Tim. So, no, I'll say it the third time. See how slow Tim is. A bit like Dawn Treader, just slow. It doesn't show the geometry, Tim.
Dawn's a
You're
smart guy.
wrong. You're wrong. Or stupid. Doesn't matter which. Do I need to say it a fourth
So how
time?
does this equate into a flat Earth?
Do I need to say it a fourth time? Are you being that glowbed asshole that doesn't concede anything, Tim? It seems so. Do I need to say it a fourth time?
Please say how this works on a flat Earth. Just
Sorry,
say
you're
that.
ignoring
I
my
don't care about a
point,
fourth or fifth.
not conceding that you're wrong, which you are, Tim. Stupid
Okay,
and
tell
wrong.
me how it works on a
and
flat
slow.
Earth.
Because I'm trying
How does it work
desperately
on a
to
flat
explain
Earth?
it to you, but you're just slow. It's taking a long time for you
I
to
don't see it 'cause
comprehend this.
it's not there.
I get it,
I
Tim.
don't
It's
see it 'cause
taking
it's
you
not
a
there. How does
long
it work on a flat
time.
Earth?
I don't mind taking my time with retards. That would be you, Tim. So I'll say it again.
How does it work
Let's
on a
see if
flat
you
Earth?
can listen. Like Dawn, you talk when you should listen. This will be the fourth time
does
I've
it work on a
explained
flat
this
Earth?
to a dumbass. Let's see if he can
Timmy, you better
listen,
than that.
or if he's
Let
just
him
like Dawn and doesn't want to be educated.
How does it work on a flat Earth?
Yeah, you're asking a new question while I point out your error for the fourth time,
I've asked that
Tim.
like 7 times.
So you're going to let me point out your error for the fourth time, or would you rather
How
remain
does
in
this work on a
ignorance?
flat Earth?
Yeah, I'll say it for a fourth time.
Hey, Tim, does your mom snort Molly?
Yeah, let's say it for a fourth
No, I
time. Let's not be obfuscated. This does not show the geometry of the Earth. The reason is simple. The geometry of the Earth is represented in a side view, non-perspective, with the side of the viewer's head in the mathematical equation.
What? What are you talking about? How does this work on a flat Earth?
Oh, Tim, you're
How
ignoring
does
me
this
then.
work on a flat Earth?
Sorry,
How
why
does this work
why
on a
are my
flat
own
Earth?
panel members obfuscating my point? Tim, I've
How does this
explained
work
it
on a
4
flat
times and you seem to be moving past my point.
How does
Can
this
other
work
panel
on a
members
flat Earth?
not obfuscate my
How
point?
does this work on a flat Earth?
I want a concession from you, Tim. This does not show
How
the
does this work on
geometry.
a flat Earth?
You're just going to get kicked out if you ignore me for the 5th
Wrong
time.
person.
I'll point it out for a 5th time. If you ignore me, I'll kick you out for being an obfuscating twat. Let's point it out one more time. This does not show the geometry of your sphere religion world. That would be a side elevation that ignores perspective and, with the mathematics, would have the observer and the target in the same frame. So, Tim, that's the 5th time I've
What a
explained it to
straw
you.
man! What a straw man you've just built for this whole thing, dude. I'm looking over water, man. It's as plain and evident for anybody to see. I'm asking you how this works on a flat Earth, and you have to say what you just did.
No, you asserted that it demonstrated the geometry of the Earth, and now I'm going to say it for the 6th time, that it does not. That the geometry of the Earth is a misrepresentation because it excludes perspective and gives you a side elevation that would incorporate the side of your own head and the targets in their absolute sizes.
Christ, what a fucking straw man this is.
Oh, time
Hey,
to get rid of
Nathan,
Timmy who can't help but get beaten. That's what's happening here, Tim. You're
Okay,
being
let me know when you're
beaten
done.
and you don't like it. So you want to obfuscate and ask a new question, but I don't mind kicking you out while you obfuscate and Arwin helps you for the 7th time.
He ran away, Nathan.
No, I
He
kicked him
ran-
out.
Yeah, he left.
Hey, is that Ronnie? Hello, Ronnie? No.
Sniper.
So I don't mind pointing it out 7 times because Tim's slow. We all know he's slow. He still thinks that antipodal star rotation proves a spherical Earth, even though I've pointed out to him 3 times. This will be the 4th time that he has to presuppose that stars are under his own arse. In other words, he has to beg the question and assume the Earth's a sphere, tell people that they're travelling to the bottom of the sphere to look at these stars. No, Tim, you're just slow. It's taking a very long time to get this stuff through to you. You want to ask a new question after making an assertion that it shows geometry. It doesn't, Tim. That's where we're trying, desperately, to educate you, but you're like Dawn. Very slow. Very difficult to communicate with. You don't like to concede. It doesn't matter how many times we try to educate you. You're thick. That's what being thick means. So if you want to see a demonstration of somebody being thick, that would be Tim Osman, not listening, talking continually, or Dawn, not listening, talking continually, while we absolutely take a massive dump on their absolute nonsense and their fallacious reasoning. Is that you, Ronnie?
Nathan.
Yes.
I don't think these people are idiots. I don't think they're retards. I think that they have an agenda.
No. Up until now, Tim genuinely
No,
thought
they
that
are.
antipodal
They
star
are.
rotation proved a sphere Earth. And, it's only in recent days that I've really painstakingly pointed out to him where his reasoning is definitely not sound logic. It's actually fallacious logic. And I've even spelled it out to him what fallacy it is. He just doesn't want it to be that way. He wants to come on and go, begging the question, and say it in a Mongol voice when it's actually our point. So saying it in a retarded voice. Who's talking?
He just wants to be a jackass. And you know, Nathan, why didn't you show the video where you've got the cell phone on the floor? You can only see so far. You lift the cell phone up, you can see further on the floor. That completely debunks his observations. I don't know why nobody brought that up.
We do. It's the angular limitation. That's what they removed by putting it inside elevation. So his point is this shows the geometry. That's where the trick lies, and that's what I wanted him to concede. He's saying this shows the geometry of the Earth with a photograph on screen. No. What they do in the geometry is once removed from the actual photograph to remove perspective. It's a non-perspective inclusive view, and that's what he's done.
I've done the same observations as myself. The further away from the CN Tower that I was, the less I could see of it. And I then replicated the experiment in a big, large warehouse where I had my ball earth friend put his cell phone camera on the floor, and I simply just walked to the other end of the flat building, and half of my legs were then obstructed because the camera only had so far of a field of view. It had nothing to do with geometry or perspective. It had to do with the distance that my eyes are meeting the floor is meeting the ceiling of the building. The two converge in the center of my vision. It's completely explainable on a flat plane. Tim is just a jester. He's just a joker and a troll. And his observations actually do prove my theory that we live on a flat Earth and we have a fixed field of view. It has nothing to do with refraction. Has like a 2 degree in the sky. Like you know, you could measure 10 feet out of 100 of your view. It has such a small amount.
My question is, why do we engage with these people like this?
Because this is a debate. All are welcome.
Oh, okay, that's what it is.
Yeah, well,
I'm on the wrong show. I want to find a philosophical.
Well, let me address that. I heard Ranty with the Only Imaginary Curve the other night, and what's his name?
Background noise.
Someone needs to mute, guys.
Scott, you got noise.
Oh, sorry.
So Gav basically came onto the camera, or came onto mic, and basically started saying he doesn't like the fact that there's this flat Earth debate because there is no debate, and I completely agree. There is no debate. The reason for the debate show, in my opinion, and this is the reason why I use it, is to provide a platform for people that are new to the argument that don't realize that there is no debate, because there is no debate.
There is no debate. Sure, don't kick me out. I don't kick you guys in this channel.
Well, I didn't kick you, but anyway, the point is there is no debate. You guys tell people we live on a sphere, and we tell people that you guys can't prove it.
And there's a ton of evidence for that, but there's no evidence for a flat Earth, right?
Hold on, Anthony. Hold on, just one second. Tim, I kicked you because you failed to concede after 6 times.
Then I'll leave if you want me to.
It's not that I want you to leave. That's not what I'm asking for. I'm asking you for a concession that when you state that what you see on screen with a photograph on screen is the geometry. That's incorrect.
Okay, so you went into this whole thing about how there's a side elevation and perspectives not taken into account, but also I remember you always saying that every single picture we ever take takes perspective into account. So those are just pictures that I'm showing you at different heights over the Great Salt Lake. That's so lovely. It is showing geometry as in I'm getting higher and I see more from afar. So it is showing the geometry of the Earth.
That's where you're wrong. So the geometry is represented. This is the 7th. I told you, whoever disagreed on the panel, he's just dumb. It's just thick. It's not sinking in. No, Tim. The representation of the geometry of your sphere world does not include perspective. Simple.
But I didn't bring that up. Why are you strawmanning me, man?
Because you're saying the geometry. Do you not understand what geometry means?
I actually do. I don't think you do.
Right.
With the angular size of the sun not changing throughout the day.
Okay, Tim. Well, let me explain. The geometry used. The geometry used.
No, it actually doesn't.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my bad. You don't want to be educated,
please
Tim.
keep your yap shut for a second.
Yeah, he's dumb. He doesn't know when he needs to shut up and listen.
I'm listening.
Right. The geometry that you will use to assert that it's Earth curve, Not curving, curve.
So you are
blockage.
strawmanning.
I hadn't finished.
You say you're going to
I
use
hadn't
this argument
finished.
before I
This
even
is
use
another thick example of a retard who can't shut his pie hole.
Yeah, you're strawmanning me.
I hadn't finished.
Go
So,
ahead. Continue your straw man, please.
you
I know where
asserted
it's going.
that the obstruction was curvature. That extrapolation comes from a begging the question, proof of nothing, perspective hijacking curve calculator.
No, it
that
doesn't.
Says,
No, it doesn't.
That says the geometry is actually earth curve obscuring the bottom of the building. That's where you get that abstraction from. If you're saying no, it doesn't, you're wrong again, Tim. I can take you through that
No,
7
you can't tell me
times
where I
too.
get it. You can't
if
tell
you
me where I
don't
get
think
my-
your assertion comes from the calculator, Tim, I can take you through that little logic, that little lapse in logic.
Nice
too.
straw man. Move on.
Not a straw man.
Ridiculous.
Not a straw man. This is Timmy's lapse in logic, and it's me handing you your own arse in regards to your misconceptions about geometry. So, Tim, when you assert that something's being obscured by earth curve, that's an extrapolation from the curve calculator. Okay, buddy?
No, it's not.
Okay.
No,
Do I need to take you through that then?
Deductions, such
No
as,
worries,
stars
Tim.
and
No
the
worries.
sun, the moon, all that
no
kind of
worries,
stuff.
Tim. Take me through how you come to the conclusion that not seeing the bottom of a building in the distance is because earth curves in the way. You tell me the logical steps that got you to that conclusion, my friend.
Okay, I'm looking over very calm, level water, and I can't see the other side. I can't see half that building. So what am I supposed to think? Aries diffraction, perspective, the Earth is flat? Nay, I do not think that. I see the sunrise, I see the sunset, I say the sun does not change in angular size. I see that there's two celestial points.
Don't interrupt him,
I have
Owen.
seen those
Hold
personally
on.
myself.
Don't interrupt
I've
him.
seen solar eclipses, I've seen lunar eclipses. So all of this, if you actually take it into a logical deduction standpoint, will actually make you think that the Earth is indeed spherical and not flat. Now, when you guys can actually model even close to what the spherical model does, as far as the empirical observations that we all go and test, then I'll take you guys a little bit more seriously. But if you want to take and cherry pick whatever science you want and deny other science, then all you are is just clowns.
That was a lovely bit of word salad. So where do we get the connection between what we see at the bottom of the building being obscured and earth curve obscuring it? You're saying sunsets prove that?
I'm actually saying that the water is very level and calm. So when you say water is flat and water is level and all this stuff, I'm just looking over water and doing a simple observation. I don't take the curve calculator into effect. And in fact, the only reason I did ever was because Ranty was so adamant about the curve calculator from McWest, right?
Okay.
So now we actually have better Earth curve calculators from Walter Bislin's forum. I would go check that out. He also explains refraction. He explains all of this stuff that you guys misappropriate
Sorry, this
here.
sounds like you are using the calculator then, as I've
Timmy's
asserted.
on fire.
Sorry, it sounds like you are using the calculator then. So when I say your assertion that Earth's curve blocking the way, it's because the Walter Bislin calculator told you so. So I'm correct then.
Nope.
So it's
I
nothing
already
to do with the
just
Earth
explained
curve
the
calculator.
logical
I'm still in the dark then, Tim. So do you want to take me through it maybe for a third time where you get from the connection of something being obscured at the bottom and Earth curve obscuring it? Because so far I've had sunsets and Walter Bislin's calculator. One makes no sense, doesn't link it to Earth curve. The other is my assertion that you need the calculator to make this assertion. So do you want to tell me again how the calculator doesn't lead you to that conclusion?
Yeah. So in life, we presuppose things. We beg the question.
No, we fucking don't, you stupid moron. That's what you globehead retards with the religious belief
Scientific
do.
method
Excuse
does.
me. No, let's not say we do that. That's
Just
what
as
you
the
do,
scientific
you
method
stupid
does.
moron. That's what you do. You assume the Earth's a sphere because you're a moron.
You assume the Earth is flat.
No, we start with the exact same mathematics you insert R. If you remove the presupposition of R, we have the exact same
stop
mathematics.
jacking off
You
to
retard. So no, I don't
causes this
presuppose
obstruction,
anything
Timmy?
when I measure a distance. You insert a presupposition of an R value. Other than the R value that you presuppose,
never did that.
our measurements are the same.
Why does he strawman everybody?
Oh, right. So now it's down to Tim not acknowledging that he's wrong about the geometry he asserted that is the Earth curve that he needs the R value for. He's not going to concede that, even though I've told him 8 times.
No, it's just an observation.
You
It's
do
an
need the calculator and the begging the question proof of nothing perspective hijacking formula it uses with an R value to assert that that blockage is Earth curve, Tim. That's yet another logical fallacy that you will never concede.
There's
Good logic,
so much
Tim.
straw in here.
Very
It should be
sound
like-
logic, Tim.
It's amazing, Alan. He usually doesn't do this.
Sorry, my name's Nathan, and I've just pointed out to the audience and to Tim, who's now talking to Alan, that his logic is definitely not sound. In fact, it is riddled
Dude,
with
that's what I'm-
fallacy. Riddled.
I'm not gonna be. He can come onto my channel anytime. Anybody can come onto my channel anytime. I'm not gonna mute them. I'm not a fucking coward. Peace.
Excuse me, I'll shut you up when you continually ignore for the 8th and 9th and 10th time that when you assert that a picture is geometry, it isn't. And I can debunk that over and over and over and over again.
You know,
while you strawman me about the mute button, while you're actually projecting that strawman onto me.
Phone on a flat floor and walk away from the camera, and my feet will disappear.
Yeah, we heard you the first
How
time.
come nobody's
Ronnie.
bringing this up?
Ronnie, thank you. We heard you the first time.
Yeah, but no, but you're not arguing it. You're arguing stupid hijacking hyena perspectives dumbness.
But that's
If I
the
have a flat
actual,
floor and I
that's
put my
the
camera,
actual effect.
and if I put my camera on the floor and I walk away on the flat floor of the building, my feet will disappear. If I then lift the camera up in the air like Tim is doing, I will then see my feet again. It is the most simplest argument to defeat, and not one of you on the panel is. It's so simple.
Exactly that and describing
Come
it.
to cause trouble.
It's gone.
I don't know what's going on with Ronnie. Yes, we heard you the first and second time. We agreed with you,
Major
and our
straw
point
man.
is the same, just slightly more complex than just using your feet in a camera like I've done, and many people who've got their exact example on my channel under the Angle of Attack playlist. So yes, we understand, Ronnie. But we're explaining how the magic trick works with the calculator and how they do that, how they remove perspective. Hi, P.
Hi. Hi, P Mars.
Hello.
Good to see you on the flight, the fat Earth. What a show that, wasn't it?
That guy was a jerk, man. What the hell was that?
He's like, he's the globe version of Nathan.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. We don't need
There's
that.
no globe version of Nathan.
We don't need more Nathan Oakleys. What the hell?
Yo, thanks, P. P, thanks. I love you too.
One's enough.
We need people to have respect for other people and be nice. Not the opposite of Nathan, you know?
I'm sorry, was it unfair to explain something 8 times, not get a concession, then told that I'm straw manning somebody? That's me being unreasonable, is it?
Fuckwit says what?
Yeah, exactly. So Tim Osman, after 7 times of explaining the same thing to him, then changed his question to how does this work on a flat earth, typical baller tactic. Yeah, then accused me of straw manning him.
Yeah, you constantly strawman people. All your arguments are, you know, what, rhetoric, logical fallacies. You don't have...
No, that's wrong. I'm just not going to let you do this to me, P. I'm sorry. They do remove perspective from the calculator, P. There's no perspective in the curve calculator. That's what they call curve.
Stuff you guys talk to each other, right? Plan your attack on the show or something?
Yeah, perspective isn't an argument, Nathan. This is nonsense.
It is, because you don't include it in your calculator, P, for the globe.
It doesn't matter.
Oh, right. Okay, well, go in peace in Are You Trust, if it doesn't matter. No problem. Just give a hand wave dismissal and carry on believing you live on a globe and that perspective isn't real. No worries. Off you go. Happy days. Good for you.
The shape of the Earth has nothing to do with perspective, Nathan.
Okie dokie.
I don't know.
You can carry on believing that.
Where you get that?
Yeah, you keep telling us that while you analyse photographs that include perspective. Good for you, P. Off you go in Are You Trust.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, we have perspective. It is real. It's in every photograph ever. Things do get smaller into the distance. That's ignored in your calculations for a globe and then replaced with what you call curve.
No.
Hand wave dismissal. Okay. Bye-bye, P. In Are You Trust? Radius Dominus Gravitas Spiritus Sanctus.
Nigger.
Go in peace, P.
Nigger.
Yeah, this is what it descends to when you get your ass handed to you, like Tim Osman, Rumpus the Hangout, say I'm straw manning you,
Well, it was all going so well, Nathan.
Yeah.
Hey, Travis.
Hey. I mean, hello. What?
What up, Trav?
Yeah, thanks to Wiggles and Rumpus and various other people, there is no denying whatsoever that the perspective omitting, proof of nothing begging the question calculator used to prove a globe not only begs the question and assumes it's a globe to begin with, but ignores perspective. This is admitted and has been admitted for quite some time now. So for all you who say it doesn't matter, okie dokie, no worries. Just go away and believe that it doesn't matter. Believe this picture doesn't include perspective. Believe that what the calculator tells you, this ship is the same size as if it was here. Massive. Right? No, it isn't. It's tiny because it's in the distance. That's an angular size reduction at distance, otherwise known as perspective, that is ignored in your calculator, as admitted by all of you globe heads who have a brain.
Apparently, Globers think perspective is just something that happens in art class. It's not reality. I don't understand that.
It's because that's what they're told by their begging the question proof of nothing perspective hijacking curve calculator. People like, literally, P. Mars will say, perspective doesn't matter. Wiggles will say, we don't need perspective. Rumpus will say, it doesn't need to include perspective. We're looking at it side on. When we're not. We're not looking at it side on at all. We do have a perspective view. Perspective is in the picture. It absolutely makes things in the distance smaller than things in the near foreground. That's just a fact of life. Ignored completely and called curvature by globeheads who have been deluded. Funny.
Their idol is the curve calculator, Nathan.
Say again.
Their idol is the curve calculator. Whenever anything looks flat, they always just go back to the curve calculator and reassure themselves by pushing a few buttons that the Earth is round.
Yeah,
that's why they started with this Walter Bislin nonsense, because you can do it on a slider, and you can actually see the flat Earth turning into a ball, so you can reassure yourself that you do live on a ball still.
Yeah, that's where we started with Tim Osman, a reification fallacy, to assert that the model is reality.
No, we don't admit that Bislin's works. We admit that it just turns a straight object into a round object. It could probably change a triangle into a round object. You just slide the slider, and it gives you back your ball, Lowry.
Have you seen the one with the really extended slider?
No.
Oh, there's I can't remember where I found it. There's basically someone's taken his calculator and taken that refraction slider and just made it like much, much longer. And what you do is you slide it and slide it and slide it, and eventually your own arse comes into view.
Oh yeah, we're still waiting for that, Rumpus. We want to see that kind of proof. We want to see your own. Well, we don't actually know.
I was able to see my own ass in the telescope, Ranty.
Yeah, you were. Did you not do a video about it?
Yeah, I mean, you did one, didn't we? We managed to look all the way around the shape of the Earth, and I could see my own ass in my own have we still got that video?
I think it's on your channel, isn't it?
I don't know. I think so.
Yeah, it must be.
Shout out to Conspiracy Cats getting debunked.
Thanks, Ed. More footage, Ranty. Let me have a look. See what I've got in my drawer.
About 5 minutes, so if you can dig it out, get it in before the end of the show.
This show became very interesting when Stanley was called out, and with all this perspective omitting bullshit that was going on, Conspiracy Cats being called out, and Timmy came. I don't know. Very interesting show. Thank you, Nathan.
Anytime. It's half of the course as far as I'm concerned, Jose. It's just like every other day.
Flip-flop.
Flip-flop. What are you whispering flip flop for, Alan?
I'm not.
We all heard you.
It's all right. I ignore that. I mean, if being flip flop equals being respectful and polite, I'll take it any day. I'm a flip flop any day. I will be respectful and polite anywhere I stand. So there you go.
Hey, Alan, have you seen my response to Conspiracy Cats?
No, I've just been talking to Conspiracy Cats, actually.
Oh, right. Has he seen it yet?
Hang on, I'll read his message. I've got a direct line into the Conspiracy Cats.
You're on the back phone.
He's not collected his wages yet.
Wouldn't be the back phone, would it?
I'll watch that later. I'm teaching some kids.
I hope he's not teaching them about the shape of the earth. He's got that one wrong.
Well, you'll have given him material for Tuesday's show, I expect.
Well, so you haven't answered my question. What did you think about it?
I've not watched it.
Oh.
Sorry.
He's a physics teacher, right?
He is, yes.
Can't physics.
You reckon?
Definitely. He's got his sums wrong.
We'll see.
I think Riley created Conspiracy Cats, but he took advice on Simon Dan for subs.
Yeah, Simon Dan can't science either. He can't science or physics.
Hey, Tony, what about your big announcement? When's that coming?
I'm waiting for a phone call. Literally now. It's due in the next 10 minutes. I should be appointing solicitors this afternoon, so it'll
solicitors?
Yeah.
What kind of news is this?
Well, it's going to involve a press release, hopefully.
Have you sorted Brexit or something?
She's knackered. She's getting sacked. Sacked in the morning for Theresa May.
Hope so. Hope so.
She's got to be the worst prime minister we've ever had. She's a shambles.
Well, at least she didn't steal our milk.
Oh, I don't know. She's not far off it. For those of you that don't understand that comment, that's referring to Maggie Thatcher in the 80s when she stopped milking schools. Bitch. I suffered because of that.
So did Martin Luther King.
She needed it for the Mr. Whippies, didn't she?
Yeah.
Maybe she helped y'all. Milk is horrible stuff. Nobody should drink milk.
Pasteurized milk. Pasteurized milk is bad. Raw milk is good. But yeah, you don't get
you're on.
Packet in school.
But 99% of what people drink is not not raw milk.
Well, semi-skim does everyone good. Do you drink semi-skimmed, Al?
I drink the blue one. What's that?
Skimmed.
No, the blue one. Isn't the blue one? You got red top, which is semi-skimmed.
Look, this is fascinating. Truly fascinating. Ranty, you're up.
Okay. So, again, 21.55 miles. This is down off the beach, elevation approximately 5 foot above sea level.
I'm offended.
A very compressed view of Barrowing Furnace, the buildings of Barrowing Furnace.
Shouldn't be seen on a ball, boys and girls.
Should not be seen on a ball.
I wish you could. It almost makes me seasick.
Does it? For you.
Focus lock.
This is old stuff, guys. This is old stuff. Old but very important stuff, bearing in mind.
It's like 3D. It adds realism to the visuals, you know?
This is probably after I'd broken the tripod, my fourth tripod.
Were you drunk here, Ranty?
No, unfortunately.
Hey, you were drunk Saturday, though, weren't you?
I certainly was.
You had a really good go at Dell. He wasn't having it. He wasn't having it, though, was he?
I had a right hangover.
Did you?
I don't even recall going on the show, to be honest.
He sounded like an old hippie. We should all get together and be a good community. That's what I'm saying.
Start telling him he loves him at some point.
Simon, Dan, and all them are organised, and we're not. We need to get together.
Well, that's a fact. If I was saying all that, then it's absolutely spot on.
And he were going, get to fuck.
That's fine if he wants to be a rebel on his own, and he can be a rebel on his own. I'm not going to force him to.
He's not a rebel on his own. He sucks. Come on.
I said the only.
It seems clear we're not going to get to Ranty's footage. We're just going to have a load of gossip about Dell. Good for them. You'll hear it on the after show at 11 a.m. tomorrow GMT. So yeah, if you want to tune into the after show, be sure to subscribe to my second channel, Nathan Oakley. I've put a link out also in the chat box of everybody who's watching this live show, so you can go to the pre-show, which runs prior to this one, which is a little bit confusing, but if you missed the last show, you can see it rerun together with the pre-show over on Nathan Oakley channel at 3 p.m. today. So yes, check that out on Nathan Oakley channel. And with that, I'll say first and foremost a huge, massive, enormous thank you to all of the debating panel for making this debate possible. And of course, a massive thank you to all of you, the live audience, for tuning in and hopefully sharing this debate. If you hated the show, then smash the dislike button. But if you liked it, maybe consider sharing it with a friend or subscribing if you have not done so already. I've been Nathan Oakley, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
Yeah, have you taken it off?
The stream's over though, isn't it?
Yeah, but still nice looking at it.
Oh, right, okay.
Okay, only 6 minutes early, Nathan. What's going on?
I've got
Cracking
loads
Spanish.
of stuff. I've got all my data
I
back.
get my kid ready and stuff, and you know, if I'm getting her dressed and doing various other things with her, I don't want to be not watching the live show. You know what I mean? It's fine if it's being recorded, but it's not so fine if it's going out live and something happens when I'm not paying attention. But now I can do my stuff and you can chat, and if someone comes on and plays porn, it just won't get rebroadcast. So you know, it's a lot less stress for me when it's this bit of the show.
I see the Plain Truth is in the panel. The Plain Truth, I see you did a little meetup yesterday. How did it go, brother?
Yeah, it was a good time. It was a good time. We had 7 people show up, and just good discussion. Lots of fun. Marilyn came with her banner. We put the banner up behind our table and had a good discussion with the hostess and our waitress. So
Marilyn is in the woman at the 60-year-old woman that everyone kicks off with me for saying.
I don't know about her getting kicked off, but Marilyn's spirit level here in the U.S. She's in the Philadelphia area.
No, yeah. I get kicked off with when I say that she's like the 60-year-old or whatever, because she is a 60-year-old. But Nathan,
woman as well, Tony.
Nathan likes to remind me that I'm being ageist, and I'm like, well, how else would you like me to describe her?
Marilyn's spirit level.
Yeah, I can never remember a frigging name now. I always think it's Level Horizon for some reason.
I know you do. It cracks me up. You were on the show. I think you were on Sun and Moon, and you're saying Marilyn's spirit or whatever. Yeah.
Are you still there, Nath?
Yeah, I'm looking at your stuff now. I've got it on nice and big.
Look at. Guess what I'm seeing now that I haven't actually seen before, but just looking through this video, guess what I'm going to see past the turbines?
A lovely flat horizon that's in the middle of the picture that's dead still. That's brilliant, that Ranty.
Yeah. Guess what else I'm going to see?
Oh, Isle of Man.
Isle of Man.
Fucking hell, yeah.
I didn't even know I had that.
Hey, Alan, you should go and watch my Conspiracy Cats Destruction.
Yeah, I want to talk to Ranty about the incident, but he won't talk to me.
Hey, Tony, is that the Mount Rainier one?
Yeah. Have you watched it, Travis?
I started to, and then I saw what time it was, so I jumped on the panel. So
yeah, make sure you watch it because I want some feedback. I want to know have I got this right, and has he completely and utterly got it wrong? Because that's the way I feel at the minute.
All right,
I'll take a watch at it later when this is over.
Can't wait to see what conspiracy.
So here, let me ask you the question because
what are you
it's all
doing?
about the map.
There's no access.
Are you wondering if he's got it right with the math, or is it just a matter of looking at it in terms of reality? So his explanation of the fact that Mount St. Helens blocks out Mount Rainier, which is twice the size. I mean, I'm only a minute into it, and my response is already you don't understand perspective, how a smaller object can block out a larger object?
Yeah, he's got the. It appears that he's got the size of Mount St. Helens to be 1982 meters, but it's actually 2,300 and something, I think, or 2,400 and something. So I don't know where he's got that citation from, and he doesn't cite which video he got the original picture from. Well, I know he said he got it sent on Instagram, but it's where did that come from? Because someone's got the height of Mount St. Helens to be 1982 meters. And that doesn't seem to be right. It seems to be significantly bigger. If you use the correct size for it, then it changes totally into a flat Earth proof. But the way he's got it, for some reason, I'm assuming it's a mistake on the part of the person that that annotated the original picture. He hasn't checked his claim. It seems he hasn't checked the basics. He's just accepted it on face value and then ran with it. But in doing so, it's made him look like a dick. So,
all right. You haven't made a comment yet? You haven't made a comment yet?
Oh yeah, he knows it exists.
Look, that Ethereum Mirage has just completely blocked that bottom of the boat out.
Yeah, I got many like this.
Wacky races.
It did.
It's fucking cold. It's getting on my tits.
Quite a big one.
Hey guys, I just want to say good night. Getting late here. And,
cool, man. You do sound like Cathexis, though.
Yeah, I don't know who you're talking about, really.
Don't worry about it, Scott. It's just some dude that you're not.
I'd like to see who this person is myself.
It's some dude that you're not. Don't worry about it. Every one of us is guilty of accusing someone of being someone they're not.
I probably shouldn't be in these hangouts because I'm not really interested in debating the flat Earth. I'm really more interested in where we go from here. So maybe I have to start my own hangout.
Well, I'm waiting for that phone call, dude. So that's covered at the minute.
What's that?
Where do we go from here? I'm on it.
Yeah.
Cool. Nathan, obstruction.
Oh yeah, Curve. Any obstructions, Curve?
Obstruction.
Yeah, but it just goes to show, right? How big is that pipe? I mean, it's it's not half the size of a lighthouse, right? Perspective makes it look bigger. Shock horror.
How big is that pipe, Ranty? That looks massive.
It's
not very big. You can read the chalk writing on it. Look, 1255 it says.
2 meters. I measured it. They had some extra on the truck and I went and measured it, filmed it because a subscriber wanted to know what the width of these was, so I went and measured it. But look,
why is it blocking? Why is it blocking like 500 foot in the back? Just 2 meters blocking 500 foot? Wow.
Yeah, shouldn't the stuff behind it have dropped way behind Earth curve, and that would cause an even more severe obstruction?
Yeah.
Just seeing over the top of it, right?
We all know it.
There's the lighthouse.
This has got to be useful for something, Granty. This has got to be useful.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's got the Isle of Man in it for a start. Just in this one video. And we've got the
you gotta create a video like you're gonna just play honesty and you cut the curvature and this is it, shows this bullshit.
Yeah. Ranty captures curvature. Any curve, right?
He's got an award for it.
Yeah, based on a misrepresentation. You guys are just unbelievable. Why don't you call each other out when you know that it's deliberately taken out of context?
They don't. They'll just laugh at it and go, yeah, and they'll just ignore the compression points or the Ethereum Mirage, and they'll just say it's curvature.
What's the science behind the compression points?
You just saw me demonstrate it today live on a video.
No, hang on. He's asking for the science. He's not asking
the
for the
criterion.
Evidence. Hang on, stop. He's not asking for the evidence. We showed evidence. He's asking for the science. Well, there is no science for a flat Earth, but you're going to have to explain why things do appear to be compressed. Not part of the official narrative, is it?
There's no science for the flat Earth.
Correct. You're asking us to tell you the science for why you guys don't account for this compression. Or perspective.
I think I'm going to be sick.
Yeah, turn it off, Ranty.
called setting up your camera, you Burks. I mean, does that look like it's going over the damn curve?
Yep.
Yeah. If you presuppose it.
Of course it does, right? Why? Well, because the begging the question proof from nothing perspective hijacking curve calculator says that as this distance there should be a curve obscuring it. Coincidentally, where we see this mirage. Amazing that.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly where we see this mirage is where the curve is.
I've been looking for this type of compression explained in books. I mean, besides Rayleigh's criteria and the Aries diffraction, as an illustrations on the compression and explanation on optics, books and citations, there's nothing, I mean, that can explain the compression. But it's evident because it's being cut. The only thing is to not talk about in optics and shit.
How cool is this one? Look at this boat. This is fucking awesome, this.
I'm sure them boats should be behind the curve.
It's literally floating. It literally is floating. Look at that with the effect.
Floaty boat.
Floaty boat.
Does this floaty boat?
Floaty boat. I'm gonna have to include floaty boat. There's the Isle of Man still. Look, that's off the beach. That's from an elevation of what? 5 feet maybe. There.
Riley, you got a four minutes video to watch as soon as possible. Soundly put up yesterday a 4 minutes video, and you can see all the mirroring effects and this dirty air bullshit, and he's calling it curvature. You gotta see it, man.
You know what? Soundly's got only 3,200 subs, and I'm wondering why he's not got like 100,000. He hasn't got onto the wave yet, has he? And do you know, Miles Davis has got 2,000 subs now compared to Soundly at 3,000 subs, and I'm like, but so much weird here.
Yes, because Conspiracy Cats and Simon Dan have been shouting each other out and shouting other channels out. So, of course, they've got people that are willingly going over like good little robots and subscribing to them because they've been told to.
Can I confess to something? I have never watched more than 2 minutes of Simon Dan video, and I'm not subscribed. I haven't watched 2 minutes. I cannot digest it.
I don't watch any of his work, or I don't watch any. But the thing, what's more interesting is with what's his face, Conspiracy Cats, his new channel, Baldy Cats. He's not doing all the fluff that he does with all the Conspiracy Cat stuff. So I mean, that's obviously aimed at the drongos of ball earthiness. That's
Here's me measuring. Here's me measuring the. Look, here's me measuring that pipe for you.
Jesus.
4 feet. There you go, Anthony. 4 feet. My camera was set to 4 feet then, because that's where I was just peeping over the top of it to see those mountains. See, this is stuff that you guys don't get to see, all the measurements that I do. I used to get called out a lot saying that I don't know what elevations I am and etc. etc. So you guys don't know that I actually do all this kind of stuff.
Yep. Yeah, I've taken for granted so much footage, but now you're showing me this. I got a lot of floaty boats and the mirages and stuff. I'm gonna start putting just 1 and 2 minute videos. Yeah.
Look at this. Me measuring the height. Look at this. This isn't just looking at my ass when I do this kind of stuff. Alan B.
What?
You can see me doing these measurements, can't you? I'd like to see your globies doing all this.
I just wish you could hold the camera steady and use tripod more.
So do I, to be honest, Alan.
Or perhaps take a few lessons in focusing.
Have you learned how to do focus lock yet, Ranty?
Of course I have. I knew how to do it at Rigid before.
You fucking didn't.
I did.
You know you didn't. I've said this to you for months and months and months, and if now you're finally doing it, that's half the battle.
Get your girlfriend to give him a lesson, Tom. But anyway, Ranty, tell me about the incident.
Well, look at this. More measurements. Look. Look at this. This is being scientific. Would you agree?
Not really.
No. Would you not? Why not?
Just you dropping the tape in view.
Yeah, so that I'm getting my elevation above sea level. Would you agree with that?
Well, I kind of.
Yes.
Flip flop.
What the hell does flip flop mean?
What is it? Give us. Tell me what that is. You keep saying it.
So, Ranty, tell me about the incident.
You've heard the incident, and it's not getting discussed again because I don't want to discuss it anymore.
Why not?
Why would I want to? Is it flat Earth related?
Oh, we're still live.
Doesn't matter. Are we flat Earth related?
Well, it is kind of flat Earth related. If it's reaching those levels, that's quite worrying.
So
this is obfuscation, trying to talk about the personalities and personal issues instead of the evidence that is being presented here.
Exactly. So that's why I'm not being baited into it. So if you ask again, I'm going to kick you out.
Why?
So, because you've already been told about a million times. There's those buildings that are actually in front of the town, in front of the building behind the town. It's weird. Like they're over the hill, and the hill is in the inferior mirage. It's so fucking weird.
Was that with the P900? It looks pretty clear.
Yeah, that's with the P900. Imagine if I had the P1000.
Is that the tower clock?
Yep. That's the Walney Lighthouse. Pretty awesome, eh?
Yeah, those people look at you like you're crazy, measuring with the measuring tape and stuff.
I know. Wow, look at that. Look at that inferior mirage. Look at that.
Yeah.
You see it all the time. You literally see it all the time. What do you think, Alan?
There are days more evident than others, but it's always there.
Is that curvature?
I'm not talking about it. I don't like to talk about it, Ranty.
Cool.
You've been told.
You are on a flat Earth debate.
What are you doing with camera there?
What do you mean? What am I doing with it?
You're sweeping it from left to right in your hand.
Yeah, I'm speeding it up. Just flicking through it to see what I've got on camera.
Right, gents, I'm going to drop. I've got shit to do, so I shall catch you guys later.
Well, good luck with your PR announcement, Tony. I look forward to it.
Laters.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
Later, Randy.
Good stuff, Ranty. Now today I'm gonna have to dig out some of my footage and take another look.
I totally missed the first two shows. I forgot it was Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow. What'd you get? Was there any? So was who came in? Tim came in.
Tim came in.
First hour or second hour?
Second hour.
All right. Is it worth listening to?
Not really.
No.
It was interesting.
I'd watch the first debate though.
The first one?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Okay. All right, catch you guys later.
See you later.
Thank you, bro.
Travis.
Yeah, something else we've got to take account of is these tidal bores that you get. And, you know, the terrain, the topography underneath. So if you go up, Jose, and you're looking at stuff and you've got different colours on the water. So say you have a darker area and a lighter area. That's where you've got different channels. And those channels, the deeper channels, and the water runs faster in them. And you've also got where the tide's going out as well. So you've got the tide pushing in, tide pulling out. And it's like causes artificially high areas in different places. You've got to know your terrain as well.
Yeah, I wasn't aware of that.
I'm going to leave these guys chatting away about tidal bores. As I say, a massive, huge, enormous thank you to all of the audience in my second channel. That's Nathan Oakley. If you're watching this on Nathan Oakley channel and you're unaware that this is my second channel, then be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with all the Flat Earth Debate after show and pre-show goodness. Once again, a massive thank you to all of the debating panel for making this after show possible. I've been Nathan Oakley, and if I've timed this correctly, round about 1 hour, maybe a little over an hour from now, the next live show should start. So once again, I've been Nathan Oakley, and I'll see you in about an hour's time. Bye for now.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!